अरे या वो पता नहीं इसमें कैसे ले लेते हैं।
Uh, Good afternoon, sir. Sir, you are not on my.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, sir. We are having Anjali Mugre, ma'am, with us. So we will allow to join. Jayesh, sir, please admit all the students who are in the waiting room. Okay. So, good afternoon, one and all. On behalf of the Symbiosis Institute of Geoinformatics, I welcome you all in the webinar on data science, future trends, and industry requirements. Based on the motto of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Symbiosis International University contribute towards the knowledge generation and ethical and value-based learning. In line with the legacy of Symbiosis, SIG also provides the students with the best in terms of education and learning environment. SIG offers a variety of programs, including MSc Geoinformatics, MSc Data Science and Spatial Analytics, and MTech in Geoinformatics and Surveying Technology. Our programs have aimed not merely educating the students, but to make competent and expert human beings to meet the ever-growing demand of geospatial technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data mining, navigation, and e-governance. At SIG, our endeavor is to impart education and skill in the area of spatial science and data science and analytics to create the professionals. It helps the students to create their own career roadmap. SIG has an inevitable track record of 100% campus project cum placements record of its eligible students since inception. So for all this, our source of energy, our director, sir, Dr. T.P. Singh, he has a vast experience in this field of geospatial technology in India and abroad. He has started his career with in geospatial.
Thank you, Gauri. Thank you for that introduction. I don't require that much introduction. I think that is sufficient.
Okay.
So, very good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to this very innovative topic, which is saying that about the data science and what is the future trends going to be there. And specifically where that industry is looking for, what is that industry requirement, and very aptly that the topic has been chosen, and speakers and the also that the find out very apt speaker on this domain. As you know that the already that Gauri has mentioned that Symbiosis Institute of Geoinformatics is one of prime institute in geospatial sciences or the geospatial data impact. When I'm mentioning about spatial data, it is like that that today what we are working all are on basically on that no the maximum on a spatial data where that no locational information are inbuilt. So if you will find that almost that 90% of industry are working on a location based data set. If you are seeing that no the service industry, especially when you look towards the big industry like that Amazon and some of the transport agency like Ola or Uber, they all are working on spatial data. If we are going to shut down that location information, certainly that no the half of market is going to be empty actually. So this is the beauty of a spatial data, because know that it is club with that your data set, and it provides that no information of location. It provides you that no uh, three dimension view of a particular data set. So that data is not only that location information providing the transportation and other things, but certainly it is also in that insurance and finance, and coming to that no other area like natural resource management and going for that disaster management. And you find that no the it is never ending that where the location play a very important role. Today, if you will look on that, no, that whole Earth is no the field with that no the satellites actually. That is space. If you will see that no that you have hundreds and hundreds of satellites are moving that no you never knows that no the current time that no which satellite is passing on your head actually, and it is providing you the data at that particular time period. And almost that every second we are getting that no the GB and GB data set from the satellite only. That data is providing a location information, and very thank to that no the government of India who has just 2021 that no the geospatial policy, where that no all the data are going to be, or that no many industry they are going to be leverage the data set. Data set can be utilized, that no high resolution of satellite image can be utilized by industry as well as that users also. Indian Space Research Organization also that no the leveraging lot of data set. So these are no the beauty of that no the geospatial policy. New that no the drone policy which has been come. That's also producing a lot data, and I must say that no the coming year we are going to, or coming year we are going to be get the maximum data from that drone actually. Those are going not providing that no spatial as well as the locational information, and that's going to be help you on that no transportation management, going for that no the farm management, going to agriculture management, then the mining, and that so on so forth, and going to be utilized in the disaster management also. This is that no the time, the word which is totally the driven by the data, and spatial data plays a role. And today's speaker who is going to be speak on that no the data science, and what is that no the new trends are going on, and how that where that no industry is looking, or which kind of the data set and which kind of the technology industry is looking for. So Anjali Mogre ji is with us. She is that no the having a 25 plus experience in different industry. She is working as a BI analytics expert in the ATOS. And I'll thank to that no the organizers of this webinar who has find Anjali Mogre actually no. I was also when I have gone through her profile. So I said to that no the organizer that no you can't find that no a speaker more than that no the Anjali Mogre this time. So welcome to Miss Anjali Mogre for this webinar, and I hope that all participants are uh, going to be get that no the very relevant information, innovative information, data science and their future direction. Thank you. Thank you, Gauri. Over to you.
Thank you, Director Sir. Now, it is our immense pleasure to introduce Ms. Anjali Mogre ma'am as a resource person. As Sir mentioned that she is working currently in Atos as a principal consultant, analytics and data science. Being a statistician and multiple certifications in software management, project management, masters in professional training, Anjali ma'am is more fascinated about the data science, data analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, emotional and also emotional intelligence. With 2 decades of rich corporate experience as a software professional, as well as she has her background in research experience, mainly the educational experience. So, not mostly wasting more time, I request Anjali ma'am to please continue with your session, and we are eager to hear you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Gauri. Thank you, Dr. Singh, for your kind words. And thank you for inviting me. And all the participants, thank you for joining today in our brief session about data science, the topic that touches my heart and I'm passionate about it. So what we are going to do is data science future trends. So you are anyway aware of so many things that technically you're aware of it. And Dr. Singh mentioned about like the satellite data and so many different kinds of data. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about the future trends, what I feel it. And I also want, as a student, you need to understand the complexity of the work that you are going to handle and what kind of positions that might be available, what kind of roles that can be available, and what kind of responsibilities that you have to shoulder once you join your organization. So I assume that you are already aware of data science and most of the things. And so I'm trying to help you with my experience and something that you cannot easily find on Google. With my experience, I'm going to connect that, and maybe that will help you to choose or to focus where you should be working more on so that you can find a suitable role in the industry. So obviously, to look at the future, we have to first understand the past. All your prediction models which you have learned, or which the models that you have learned, is based on some historical data, what has happened before. And once we understand that past trends, then only we will understand about what's going to happen in future. So first of all, what is data science? Like is as the word says, it's the science about dealing with data. If you look at the dictionary definitions or the definitions of data science, it's an interdisciplinary science which includes statistics, mathematics, computer science, AI, and business domain, which business you are going to work on. So is data science really a new term? The term wise it is new. Like while I was in college, we didn't have data science as a topic. We did have statistics, we did have artificial intelligence, we did have predictive models and all that stuff. But data science as a core, that was not a topic while I was in the college. But right now what's happening, like in 2-3 decades back, the data science term is coined by some people, and then it was used by some people, it's used by conferences, and then it became more and more familiar. But ultimately, what it includes is statistics, mathematics, computer science, artificial intelligence, and the business domain. So it's not a new term, but why is it getting important? Why is it getting important? As Dr. Singh has mentioned, that there is a data explosion. We are getting a lot more data than we used to get a few years back. Like the mobiles, the TV, everything is becoming digital, and everybody is throwing data. The data is coming from satellite, the data is coming from IoTs. So many devices are bringing the data together, and this analytics of data is driving a big ticket decisions, and it is helping organization to improve the productivity of their workforce, improve the efficiency of the workforce, so that it's helping the organization to transform. So once something that is able to transform becomes important. If somebody is able to transform something on a positive side, that person or that area, that organization becomes important. And that's why the data science and data analytics is becoming more and more important. What is happening is earlier days, like the decisions are made by gut feel. If you think about an organization, or if you think of the government also, the decisions, the policy decisions taken by the government, there used to be some gut feeling that something is happening in the head of that person who is heading that organization or the country, and depending on his or her gut feeling and the experience, the decision used to be taken. But now with the data science, the decisions are becoming more and more transparent. The decisions are becoming more and more data driven. And if these are all big ticket decisions, so it's very important that the data used for those decisions is clean and neat and processed properly, so that the decisions taken, the probability of the decision becoming correct increases. So here we all of us understand statistics and mathematics and probabilities, because AI is all about probabilities. So here what is happening is the probability of your decision becoming right increases with the help of data science, and it's transforming the organization, it's transforming the way you are living, and that's the reason data science is becoming important. So these are a little bit about past trends about the data science. What's happening in future? Like first, before we understand going into future, let's look at the market size of the data science. If I look at the market size, typically I can decide, okay, there is money on the table. And if the market size is high, it is likely that I can work in that area and there is opportunity in that area. So if you Google it about the market size, so many research agencies do the market size, and typically these numbers are quite high. Okay, so here by 2030, it's like $684 billion. So it's a huge amount of money. If you look at it, other people will also have some similar numbers. And I looked at multiple researches, and it's showing me that the numbers are increasing exponentially. The numbers are increasing. So that gives me some feeling that, okay, the market size, there is a market for it. And if here you can see that, like, what is the market 2020 and 2030. So it's about software and services. That means that the this is the area where we will be in. Most of them won't be in hardware. So here you can see a clear high jump between the market size. So the market is going to increase, and so we can say that we get some confidence. Okay, we are in the right place. We are not in the wrong place. So market size is high, and so there is enough job opportunity. When I say market size is high, there will be enough job opportunities and work, and the work is getting outsourced from like global. This is a global market size. So if you look at what are the future trends, so there are some future trends which are technical, and you can see this, like there are so many words or jargons, or you might be knowing it. So each of these topic itself is a big topic. So here what you should be able to see that which area I should explore more, because our time is limited and our energies are also limited. We cannot put hands in everywhere. So these are some of the future trends where we are going to get. So you can choose one or two out of it, so that you can explore that more, and you can study that more, because each is a vast topic. So advanced analytics, you're doing any geospatial analysis, analytics, machine learning, AI, adaptive AI, how the AI will be adopted, how it's explainable AI, democratic AI. So there are so many words for AI, so many adjectives are getting added to the AI on the way you are going to do the model. Cloud is becoming a kind of a reality. Everything is going into cloud. Then there is a data operations, ML operations, data as service, cloud computing, data democratization, data governance, because so much of data is coming, it has to be governed properly. Natural language processing, edge computing, data fabrics, low code, no code, cybersecurity. So all these things are coming as a future trends, because some of them are already in place but not exactly in place. So there is a research going on in that area. So if you're interested in research or some advanced thing, you can pick any one of them and like think about making career on this. Apart from non-technical, like there, apart from technical, you will be also have non-technical, like what is the impact of all these AI. Is the behavioral impact, social impact, there is some positive impact, there is some negative impact. How you are going to build trust on your data, what kind of ethics that you have to apply, what are the cyber security rules that you have to apply. Then there is also legal part of it. So all these things are coming, so you can focus, see how where exactly your interest fits, and see that where exactly which area that you should be studying more and get a specialized learning over here. So ultimately what data science is about, real-time automated decision making. If you can do this, this is the final output of any data science. It can be smart fridge, or it can be defense thing, or it can be any big organization, inventory management. So everywhere, if you are able to do, if you are able to develop a model which will be able to take decision real time automatically and implement that decision, then it becomes the good data science project. So it could be a smart fridge which will automatically order milk if it is finished in your fridge, and the milk is delivered to your home. So the loop is complete. So this is real time automated decision making. So such decisions, big decisions, I'm giving milk is a very simple example, but I gave that because it's very easy to understand. uh, so such kind of decision, if you are able to take the real time automated decisions and make a system to do that, that's what you are in for. So here, like, yes, okay, this is all science fiction and good stories and all those things. So what career, like what is in it for me? What I should do as a student, as maybe your final year students, or maybe a year has to go. So what I should do, what kind of careers I can focus. So I'm going to throw some light on this, what you should be doing. Before that, let's go back a little bit and understand data science and data analytics in maybe next 10 minutes, and what kind of responsibilities that you are going to shoulder, and some real examples. The real example, what more than the pandemic corona, which we have just gone through, all of us are aware of it. So this is something like this. It was the situation in March 2021. And this was the situation in May 2022. So how Corona has reduced, you can see that graphically. And today's situation is maybe only 2,300 cases active. And that's the reason we are out on the road. So here, imagine these numbers, and these numbers are helping authorities to take decisions, and it is bringing little bit transparency in the decisions, because they cannot say that no, just like they cannot bring lockdown again, because the numbers are not allowing you to do that, and the numbers are transparent, and if they cannot enforce that on us. So this is again big data. It's not a very small data. It's a completely data for India, millions and millions of cases. And this is helping us, this visualization is helping us to take the decision. So as a data scientist, like as a data scientist or data engineer or data science professional, if you are working on this project, what you will do, how you will collect the data, how you will process the data, how you will visualize the data, and how we will present that data. So your role would be to handle such a big amount of data Okay, so this data has to be clean and neat. It has to be stored properly. It has to be processed properly. It has to be visualized properly, and it has to be given to authorities on the plate so that they can make a decision and they can implement the decision. So that's your role as a data scientist over here. So you know the big four data's 4V, right? Anybody wants to put it in the chat? What are the big four V's of big data? You want to answer? Anybody wants to answer? Okay, I think it may be difficult. Okay, there is some chat. Okay, volume, visualization, velocity, velocity. Okay, that's good. So big data, like there are 4 attributes of big data. Some people have given some right answers. So essentially, so it's volume, velocity, variety, and veracity. So obviously it's volume. So if I apply the corona data, see the volume of the data, billions of records. Velocity, the velocity at which the data is coming. The data is coming in the database like so fast with high velocity. It's a variety of the data and it's a veracity of the data. So data is not that clean and neat. It's not, and it's also structured as well as unstructured. So you are geoinformatics, so you're talking about a lot of unstructured data, the satellite images, the videos, the pictures, high velocity, high pictures coming from the satellite, etc. So this is all like data. So it's a huge amount of data. So you have to understand that you're anyway having the huge responsibility. Just man, the sheer size of the data that you are handling increases the complexity of handling that data. If you're doing some small work with small data with your college project, you are taking some data set from whatever the sites that you are available or given to you. It's a data of like 1 MB, 1 GB kind of stuff. It is manageable. And but when it becomes a very high volume, goes into terabytes, satellite imagery, IoT data, it increases the complexity of the data. And as it said, like in the big data, less is more. Like although the data is coming very huge, what exactly we need is some model, some decisions that is coming on the that is you can see that decision. So what is like it's a very chaotic data available to you, structured, unstructured, veracity, volume, velocity, everything is like it's possible to get overwhelmed, and it's a kind of a chaos. And what we have to do is we have to converge into some model, converge into some method of making a decisions. So we should be able to take we have to develop a dashboards and models which will be able to take decisions at 30,000 feet view, 10,000 feet of view, or grassroots level. So it could be a very operational decision. Okay, like operational decision is like ordering milk. It's a simple operational decision. But then deciding how much milk to be ordered for the entire community, how much milk has to be produced, and what should be the strategic decisions. Think of Amul milk factory, what kind of strategic decisions that they might be required to take. So our dashboard should be able to give you a simple operational actions, still it should be able to give you the complete view, and the CEO of the company should be able to take some strategic decision. So that's how your thought process should be when you are working on any data science project. Now I'm just going to do some activity for you. So what is a project, like a data science project or any project? See, each project has the required time and the effort and the money. So if I'm giving you one activity and I want some active participation in the chat, so there's one activity is to write the number 75. So I just want like how much time it will take. So just write a 75. Maybe I can take 30 seconds. Okay. And it will be 0 rupees. Okay. And efforts are like maybe 1 minute. Okay. So now I want you to write this 75. So can you write down like what would be the time? What would be the rupees? Give me approximate. And what is the time? Yeah. So if you have to write 75 by flowers, how much efforts you will take? Can you check? Can you type in over here? So maybe let me give you something. So maybe it is 30 minutes, 30 rupees. Okay. Okay, 5 hours. Something like that. Now, if you have to write, okay, so 72, that's good. That's good. Now I want you to write this 75. How much time it will take? How much efforts? So here, you know, the use case, whatever you are going to do is the same. Okay. So here, okay, so for a cake, you need 75 hours, maybe, and maybe 1,000 rupees. That's good. Now, if I have to do this 75, you have to write this 75. Maybe you want to give a medal when, okay. That's okay. It's fine, fine. You just think, I just want you to give a thought process. So if you have to write this 75, do you see chat on my screen also, or you're just seeing my PPT? Okay. Okay, fine. Now if you have to write this, okay, you can see chat also on my, okay. Now this is my final. Now if you want to write this 75, what will be the efforts? So here what I want to tell you is, okay, the use case is the same. You are going to write 75. If you want to convert that into any big data science project, the use case remains same, like optimize inventory, maximize revenue. So this is the kind of in your topic or your use case remains same, but with adding some attributes, the efforts, the money, the cost required is extremely high and extremely difficult. So your big data science project, so your big data science project is writing this 75 in the sky. So understand the complexity that you are going to handle and the threat that you have, the security aspect of this thing, everything becomes, it's touching lives of the people. So you have to understand that you are going to handle, you have to write 75 in the sky, which is the most difficult process or outcome that is to be achieved, and it requires tremendous amount of planning efforts. So you understand the complexity that you are going to shoulder in any data science project that you are going to handle. So let's understand the data, how the data is going to move. So here, every time in the data science project, you have to understand two types of data: data that is in transit and data is at rest. So you have to decide two different types of the data, and depending on the what is data in transit and what is data in rest, you will have to treat the data differently. So there will be so many different types of data sources. Here you have to also add IoT, satellite imagery, and all those that kind of sensor data. All these devices are going to do the data loading. It will be loaded into one system, or it will be loaded into the data lake. Then you get a raw data. Based on the raw data, you do some processing and you get the trusted data, and you get proper clean data, which will be used for visualization, sharing, etc., and also used by the machine learning and AI store. So typically data engineer's job would be to take all the data from different sources, process the data, catalog the data, establish data pipeline, and give that data to the data scientists so that they can visualize it more and they can do the modeling over here. So any project that you are going to think, see how you are going to treat data in transit and how you are going to treat data at rest. So once we understand the volume and the high responsibility that we are going to shoulder, let's understand how we are going to do it. So this just what are the frameworks that are available that you will be working with it. The frameworks require very simple, like input, process, output. It's just like any computer engineering. This is the first thing that we learn. So what makes a difference now with the big data project rather than a typical relational database project? So what is happening is this input, process, output remains the same, but here there are so many different types of input data are coming. That big four V's: volume, it is coming with volume, variety, velocity, and versatility. So many different types of data is going to come here, and the sheer volume and the types of the data becomes difficult, and everything has to be a data pipeline has to be established. Once you have the data, you have to process the data, you have to clean the data, you have to ensure that the data is of good quality, quantity, everything. You have to establish data governance rules. You have to ensure security. Okay, and more cyber security, so many cyber attacks are happening. Then it has to be stored properly so that nobody steals the data. Now data is becoming so precious. So everything has to be in cloud. So all these things has to be responsibility of data engineers mostly, and then becomes data scientists who will prepare the dashboards, models, sites, and whatever actions. Okay. So in a nutshell, we have different data sources. We have a data ingestion phase, we have data transformation phase, and then it goes to analytics or BI or data science or ML. And on top of it, we have data governance and data orchestration. So what are the current big data frameworks? You know all those things: AWS, Microsoft Azure, GCP, Apache Hadoop. So these are big hyperscalers. So you can choose to select one of them, because mostly in the large enterprises, one of these hyperscalers are used to process the data and to perform the data. So you can decide which one you want to specialize on. It can reside on the private, public, or hybrid cloud. There are another some like some frameworks are available, like this is RubyScape, which is a data science framework, which is generally like it's a developed by some company in Pune, and they are doing too well. So these are the kind of hyperscalers or tools that will be available. So here everybody is now going to like low code, no code. So actual coding could be very less here, but it has to be very, very smart coding. So you have to decide like which framework each organization will use one of them, and each are similar as well as there are so many differences in all those things. Ultimately, the framework would remain saying input. It's taking inputs from various data sources, processing the data and producing the output. But the method by which they are using, it's different. And each of these hyperscalers will have a plethora of very different objects, which will be using different, like there will be some software piece which will use the data ingestion phase. Some things would be used in data processing state, and some tools would be used in the modeling state. So you can decide, like, these are the the four big frameworks typically used by many organizations. So you can decide and choose one of it and get specialized on it. So any big data, as I said, there would be a input, there would be a processing, how you are going to store the data, how we are going to transform the data. Then there would be some process model that you have to use, because this here, everything is very critical with the high volume and very crucial. So a process becomes very important here. Everybody has to process. Everybody has to follow the same process. So there are some big data processes available. CRISP is one of the process model. And then you have to ultimately go for a visualization tool, like you develop a dashboard in Tableau, Power BI, whatever it is, and you can look at what kind of analytics and what kind of decisions, like real-time automated decisions. That should be your momento all the time. And you should be able to help the CEO or the head of the organization to take a decision. So here, up till now, we have covered like what is typically a data science project and what are the frameworks and what would be the responsibilities that we are going to shoulder and what kind of roles. So if you go really some advanced top trends, because you're talking about the future trends. So these are some of the things which would be again similar, but that is again I refer to Gartner most of the time because their decision, their analysis is quite good. So here, if you see that major trends would be obviously AI, and it's about trust-based data sharing, how the data and the analytics. So these are the three things that are going to be major trends across in 2024. Apart from that, data literacy and data centers would be one of the levers. So these are the levers. That's what going to be there in the future trend. And what additional thing is like decision intelligence. You have to the system has to take intelligent decisions, and you have to make the model which will help you to make the intelligent decision. You have to need more flexibility here. Different types of the data would come in different. It cannot be like your code doesn't fit. Like if you're writing an SQL query, your SQL query has to be much more flexible to handle all sort of data. Data literacy, because not everybody is familiar, data literate. Although so many things are available, you are not able to use it. So it has to be become more and more explainable AI, more and more simplified AI. And once you have to give something very simple to the end users, it becomes very complex from the development perspective, which we have to do. AI engineering, data fabric. So these are again some of the words that that are coming again and again, which would be the future trends. So you can focus some of it and study more on it. So apart from that, so these are some of the tools that are going on top. So you can decide which tool you have to specialize on. So many tools are available. They do things, similar things, but slightly differently, makes our life difficult because they follow different convention, different standards, and different way of doing things. There are also like, these are the technical future trends. Even what are the other skills that you require in future? So there would be data literacy coming in. Data storytelling is something that is coming up. So responsible AMA, like how you will become a responsible AI, how will develop a responsible or explainable AI models. Data governance is going to come here again. So these are some of the little non-technical skills which will be also required. As a data scientist, you should be able to understand the data. You should be able to bring data culture within the organization. And you have to be able to effectively or impactfully tell the story of the data, because data storytelling is again going to be one of the niche skills that the data scientist would require. So how we are going to present the data, how we are going to make the data driven decisions. So all those things would be the skills that a data scientist would require. So what are the career options in the data science? Obviously, there could be data analytics, citizen data scientist. So these are some of the roles that you will find where the jobs are available and what are the definition of the jobs. So these are slightly, everybody has some slightly different definitions. But typically you will have data analytics analyst who is going to study the data. There'll be citizen data scientists, so they will be using these data, using the tools, different tools with low code and no code, and develop the model and develop the visualization. Data scientist typically is something who understands mathematics, statistics better so that they can do modeling. Data engineers would be especially doing everything like how are you going to establish the data pipeline, how we are going to handle the data, how we are going to manage the data, how we are going to clean the data, how we are going to govern the data, and how we are going to ensure the quality of the data. So here you can focus like first of all, you can either focus on developing the infrastructure. So how you can set up the architecture of your project, which tool which will be doing what, and how you are going to build bridges between the tools. So you can be focusing, your career could be in developing data architecture or developing big data architecture in cloud. The other could be data engineering, where you will be responsible for data ingestion and the data processing phase. You will be understanding the rules of the data, how you are going to clean up the data, establish data pipeline, data governance. Then you have to also worry about data security, data privacy, who has access to which data. You have to add ethics to it so that it's like wrong data is not communicated anywhere, how we are going to document the data. And the most important is how you will build the trust in the data. If there is no trust in the data, just imagine the Arogya Setu or the COVID data. If you don't have trust in that data, how you can believe the decisions taken based on that data. Then comes the data science part of it. Is more of a statistics data understanding, like which model fits better to the data, whether it is clustering that you have to do, or you have to do regression, or you have to do k-means, or which are the models that fits the data and which helps you to solve the business problem. So you cannot do a model which is suitable for the data, but it's not helping to solve the business problem. So you have to find out which machine learning model fits the data as well as solves the business problem. Then the higher role would be a data strategist, how you are going to establish the strategy of the data. You have to, how you are going to tell stories of the data, how you can build a data culture within the organization, and how you can have a data literate workforce which will use all these things that we have done by the data engineer and data scientist. Ultimately, whatever you do has to be used by the operation team as well as the senior management. So how it will be used so that you can have to develop a data literate workforce. So here, as I said, like data science is about IT, computer science, the data science, which is statistics, mathematics, and is the domain. So this is a combination of these three, and what you should be knowing, like what data scientists should know, what data engineers should know. You can do that, like you have to understand the business constraint, which domains. You should be able to tell the data story. So this combination, the intersection is the data strategist. Okay. And then you have to have this skills and the data science skill. So you can decide where you want to be, which skills that you want to enhance, which skills are suiting your likings. So out of this, some of the things are suiting your liking. Then just give me a moment. uh so where are you fitting, where are your interest, you can decide what you should be doing. So here also one more guide I'm going to give. So if you can be a junior data scientist, you can be a senior data scientist, you can be a data engineer, you can be domain expert, software engineer, machine learning engineer, or BI professional. So you need to know math skills, IT skills, business skills, soft skills. So if you can decide which skills that you have or which skills you are lacking, so that you can enhance in your career. So as a junior data scientist, like you should be having this skills, math skills more. Okay. So if you want to go a ML engineer, like what kind of skills that you need. So here you can see that. So junior data scientist, senior data scientist, and you can see how many stars that you need to go. So this is just a model. It's not that you are going to find a role called junior data scientist. It's possible, but these are the typical roles that are available in the market. And these are the typical skills that are required. You can IT skills, like you have to decide whether you want to know Azure better, or you want to go AWS way, or you want to learn Tableau, or you want to learn databases, you want to go TensorFlow. So which kind of skills, and mathematics is anyway required, which you must have already studied. And soft skills are anyway required because you need to present, you have to do the data storytelling is something that is one of the very interesting topic that is required, because people understand the data but they are not able to present it. People, some of the technical people, like they know everything about the system, but they are not able to put that everything in a capsule or in a storytelling, so that a decision can be made based on the same data. So this is again one of the important skills that is there. So as far as the career path goes, like you can, if you are interested in more on less on the IT side and more on the mathematics side and more on the data side, so you can be a citizen data scientist. Citizen data scientist is typically those who understand the data, who can use the some low code no code tool, and who can visualize the data and good data storytellers, so that arrive at the decisions. So you can be a citizen data scientist, progress to data scientist, where you do more and more AI modeling and more visualization, data storytelling, and then you become a data strategist. Otherwise, you can start with your data engineer, where you understand the tools better. Okay, you can pick one tool, pick one framework, and do that, study that tool in depth. You have to anyway understand the data. Okay, data and data understanding is the most important thing, and people pay less attention to that. So be focused on understanding the data better. Then you can become a data architecture, then data strategist, and then you can be a chief data officer. So this is currently term is the highest from the data science. So it's it's chief data officer. So this could be your career path. So I think I've run out of the time. So maybe if there is time for questions, I can take questions. I will stop sharing.
So participants, if you have a questions, type it in the chat box. Ma'am will answer the questions. I think one question is there, ma'am, that one participant. Yeah, ma'am. One participant has asked that I have from management background, so can I eligible for data science course?
Yes, definitely. If you are from the management background, you can uh, you can do data management. You understand the data better. If you understand more on the business domain, then you can focus on that area. Citizen data scientist and then data scientist. Study the maths.
Okay.
Just give me a moment. Just a moment. Sorry about it. Difference between data scientist and which question, Gauri, if you can.
Yes, you can see in the chat box that what is the difference between the data scientist and data analyst?
See, there is no like, depends on the role, and these definitions are very, very flexible. So data analytics, data scientist typically who understands the data, who decides what kind of processing rules that you have to establish, who understand the business problem, who is able to define which model that can be used. So that's the role of data data scientist. Data analytics is sometimes like they call it business analytics also, so they understand more of a business domain. You're from BA geography. So I don't know, you might be able to understand, if you know geography, you might be able to understand the geographical data better. Okay, so the satellite data and all that thing, and if you couple it with your data science project, then you will be able to understand that data better and process that data better. So geography and data science combination can be good for all this satellite imagery data and the data required, like location data, which Dr. Singh talked about. So if you understand geography and if you understand this, it will be a good combination to process this data. Who all can apply this to this course? Which course you are mentioning? Maybe Gauri, you can talk about the courses that you offer.
SIG offers basically MSc in data science and spatial analytics. So also we have the course of MSc geoinformatics. So you can visit the website and you can find out the details there. The admission processes are going on. I think there is a request from the student that is kindly explain about the role citizen data science. Ma'am, sir, was it?
Citizen data scientist is someone like it's a role coined by Gartner, and typically it is been used So it is for those people who understands the data, but they are not technical people. Like they may not be able to write the code for it, but they will be able to model and visualize the data. They can do the storytelling of the data to derive the decisions. So those are the kind of people are called citizen data scientists. So they are not exactly the IT skills. They have less IT skills, but more on the data skills.
One question is from artificial intelligence, that how far are we from reaching AGI, that is artificial general intelligence?
Quite far. That's not that easy. See, things are coming like robotics, driverless cars and all that stuff. So that becomes a AGI. Okay, so people are working on it, but they are in the prototype phase. They are not actually rolled out for the common people till now. How big data helps modern e-governance? See, COVID is a good example. How data has helped the government to take the decisions. Now, if you look at various government sites, they are providing the data for us. A lot of government data is becoming available in the data lake, so that I can see the government data and I can see my decisions. I can decide which manufacturing unit where I should put, something like that. So that kind of data the government is uploading on the website, and these data sets are available for us to analyze and to take a decisions. So e-governance, like data has to, governments cannot function without the data. If you take ISRO, if you take defense, if you take even the policies that the governments are making, how to implement those policies and how to make that policy so that majority like optimize. So they want to give maximum benefits to maximum people. If they have to follow that strategy, then without data, they cannot do that strategy.
Yeah. Okay, any questions? Any other questions, participants?
If you have any questions, just message me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to connect.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. So thank you for your wonderful talk, ma'am. Now I request our Deputy Director, Dr. Vidya Patkar, ma'am, to present vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful session and briefing our students about different roles and in the data science domain and the future AI technologies, and making building model from the big data, which is a chaos, and then how we build the model from that chaos, and uh, just initiating the thoughts among the participants about the data science and data analytics field and making them curious to learn more details about it. So thank you so much, ma'am, and accepting the invitation from your busy schedule and briefing our students on these topics. We'll be in touch with you for data engineering and other related sessions also, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you all dear participants for being a participative audience and asking question and answers. Thank you, Director Sir, Dr. T.P. Singh, for allowing us to schedule these such webinars and bridge the gap between industry and academia. Thank you, sir. And thank you everyone, team members, for the smooth execution of the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for inviting me and looking forward to meeting you sometime.
Thank you.
There is a small announcement for the participants. The feedback form link is shared in the chat box. Please fill the feedback form and you will get the each certificate. Thank you.